How Linux helps people with disabilities. Before the rise of accessible Linux systems, many disabled individuals faced large barriers when using computers. Proprietary systems often lacked proper accessibility support, updates were slow to arrive, and specialized tools were either too expensive or unavailable. For example, blind users struggled with limited or costly screen readers. Those with motor disabilities had few customization options for keyboards and input devices, and people with hearing impairments had little built-in support. These disadvantages made it harder for disabled people to keep up with modern technology, limited their education opportunities, and left them behind in a world increasingly reliant on computers. Linux has dramatically improved this situation. Because it is open source, communities of developers and accessibility experts constantly improve tools and ensure they remain free or low cost. The freedom to customize the system means it can be tailored to meet very specific needs. This adaptability empowers disabled people to access information, continue their education, stay updated with the latest digital trends, and participate equally in society. Here are 10 important tools and resources in Linux that make life better for people with disabilities. Orca Screen Reader. Orca is a free, open-source screen reader that works with the GNOME desktop. It helps blind or visually impaired users by reading out text and providing Braille display support. Unlike earlier days, when blind users had to buy expensive proprietary readers, Orca gives full access to web pages, documents, and applications at no cost. Onboard On-Screen Keyboard. Onboard is a virtual keyboard for those who cannot use physical keyboards due to motor disabilities. It allows typing using a mouse, touchscreen, or alternative input devices. Before Linux support, users had to rely on expensive specialized equipment, but Onboard makes everyday computing accessible. Dasher Predictive Text Input. Dasher is an innovative text entry system that allows people with mobility impairments to write using minimal movements. It predicts words as you type and works with eye-tracking devices or simple switches, making writing faster and less tiring. GOK, GNOME On-Screen Keyboard. GOK provides advanced features such as word completion and scanning for Switch users. This helps those with limited mobility by making text entry more efficient and less physically demanding. KMag, KDE Screen Magnifier. For users with low vision, KMag magnifies parts of the screen, making reading text and viewing images easier. Before such tools, visually impaired users had to rely on external magnifying devices. Now it is built right into Linux desktops. Speech recognition with Simon. Simon is a speech recognition software for Linux. It allows users with mobility issues to control their system, dictate text, and navigate applications entirely by voice. This is life-changing for people who cannot use a keyboard or mouse effectively. High-contrast themes and customizable desktops. Linux distributions like Ubuntu and Fedora offer built-in accessibility themes with high contrast, large icons, and adjustable font sizes. These themes make navigation much easier for people with low vision or cognitive challenges. Emacs Speak. Emacs Speak turns the Emacs editor into a complete audio desktop. It gives blind users spoken feedback, making it possible to browse the internet, write documents, send emails, and even program without needing a screen. This tool proved that Linux could serve as a fully functioning environment for blind professionals and students. Morse Input and Switch Access. Linux supports Morse code input and various switch devices. This is essential for people with severe mobility disabilities, such as quadriplegia, allowing them to type and control their computers through adaptive switches or even a single button. BRLTTY. BRLTTY provides Braille display support for Linux systems. This allows blind users to read screen content through tactile Braille devices, giving them independence and access to both education and employment opportunities. How Linux improves education for disabled people. Linux allows disabled students to stay up to date with modern education. Accessibility tools are built into the system from the start, so they no longer need to wait for costly upgrades or struggle with unsupported software. Students can take part in online classes, write assignments, research using the internet, and communicate with peers just like anyone else. The free and open-source nature of Linux also means schools can provide accessibility without extra financial burden, ensuring all students have equal opportunities to learn and succeed. Final thoughts. Where once disabled people faced isolation and exclusion from the digital world, Linux has broken down many of those barriers. Through its open-source community, constant updates, and dedication to accessibility, Linux empowers disabled users to study, work, and connect with society. It has turned technology into a tool for independence and inclusion, proving that free software can make a real difference in improving lives.